So I've been creating content for 2 years now, and in that time, my entire life has changed. I quit my job, started a business. I now run a company. I have a community of thousands of content creators. I'm earning more money than I ever thought I would make in my entire life, and I'm buying my dream house this year. But as much as I don't want this to sound tone deaf, it's also been really hard. Like, these have been the hardest couple of years of my life, and I genuinely think the internet has traumatized me a little bit. Not in a dramatic way, I now understand why influencers disappear from the internet for a couple of months and come back with a spiritual awakening kind of way. So I'm going to share some of the most important lessons that I have learned over the past 2 years. The first thing is that success never really feels permanent. You will have periods where everything feels like it's going really well, lots of growth, viral videos, tons of engagement, but you will always have this voice in the back of your head telling you that you're a fraud and this is going to disappear tomorrow. I think a lot of people believe, and I certainly believe, that once you hit a certain level of growth, everything feels stable. That's definitely not the case for me anyway. You just get better at dealing with uncertainty and knowing that growth is very much always up and down. The next thing is your audience will shape your content more than you do, and you should let them. When I started posting content, I was making outfit videos and they were not very good, but that's what I was doing. Now I post about content strategy. Who knows what I'll be posting about in a year from now? Maybe I'll pivot to tarot readings, reviewing sandwiches. The point is, you don't know, and you shouldn't know. That's kind of the fun of it. The mistake I see a lot of creators making is trying to control their content way too tightly, like ripping onto it like a toddler with a biscuit. You would probably grow a lot faster, and any periods of growth that I have had have come from being reactive to my audience, paying attention to what they want to see and letting that guide the content I create. The next thing is that negativity exists, but how you react to it is a choice. I'm quite lucky. I don't get a ton of negativity, but it's there if I go looking for it. There have been times where I've gone into my filtered comments, maybe Googled my name, but nothing good has ever come from it. I end up just creating content that's defensive off the back of that instead of content that serves my audience, and it just doesn't make me feel good. There's no point looking at it. The other thing I will say is that sometimes when you start creating content, your friends, some people who you think are your friends, turn into complete dickheads. So creating content can be a really efficient filter for getting toxic people out of your life. If you need to do that, highly recommend creating content. And then the last thing is speed matters more than perfection. You can have the best idea for a piece of content, but the longer you sit on it, the more you overthink it, the more you kind of weaken it, and the more opportunity there is for somebody to get to it quicker than you. One of the biggest lessons I have learned in content creation and in business is that you just need to react quickly.